Welcome. We're here at Adobe Summit in the Adobe think tank, and I have with me Andy Yost. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Andy Yost is the CMO for USA Today Network. Welcome, and
Thank you.
we're glad you're here.
Excited to be here.
So, my first question for you is kind of what role does content and storytelling play in the digital publishing kind of arena?
Absolutely. So, our business is content and storytelling. USA Today Network is USA Today and 109 local markets across the country. So we're telling stories every day that are national in flavor, but local in flavor as well. And what we are looking to do on an everyday basis is find new formats to tell that story in a way that engages new audience for us as well. So digital capabilities, platforms, big on social, mobile, but virtual reality, as an example, is a great storytelling platform for us as well. So, the intersection of technology and content is something we're focused on daily.
Yeah. Let's talk more about kind of that virtual reality.
Sure.
I know that, and I just recently read an article that you guys are playing with some emerging kind of storytelling technologies or tools.
Yes.
Kind of speak to that.
Sure. So, we've actually been experimenting with virtual reality for about 3 years. First produced a really interesting piece out of our Des Moines Register media brand in 2014. It was called Harvest for Change, and it was an interactive experience that showcased the changes going on in rural America, but through the lens of farming, and was a great way to kind of tell that story, educate our readers on that, but done in a very immersive way. We've since experimented in storytelling, really focused on bringing our readers into experiences that they wouldn't normally be able to get into. So an IndyCar experience, or flying with the Blue Angels. We did that piece, ran it on Facebook, and Mark Zuckerberg liked it so well he shared it with his network twice. So, really impressive results there. And now we're beginning to get into more of a programming mentality of how do we produce virtual reality content, but more in a ever ongoing kind of program format. So we've created a news show, which we can talk a bit about too, called Virtually There.
Oh, cool. So, with the fact that you guys have invested so much time into virtual reality, how do you see virtual reality and kind of machine learning changing kind of the way experiences are delivered and experiences are frankly experienced, if you will?
Absolutely. So we see that, having application not only for our consumers, but our advertisers and even our journalists. So, we're exploring how AI, as an example, can help our journalists be, more connected to stories that have been published in our network, and perhaps in a more real-time basis, understand how that can help them with their own storytelling. We're looking at virtual reality as a solution for our advertisers, and have produced through our branded content studio some really great advertising with virtual reality for great brands, and are beginning to see that that's something that advertisers are asking to see more and more from us. So we're seeing that application in a variety of ways beyond just the consumer and beyond kind of the traditional content and storytelling side of things.
Interesting. That's fascinating. Another part, you had mentioned kind of this advertising platform within virtual reality,
Right.
And that you guys you're creating a standard around that, and leading in that charge. That's really cool. So, from your perspective, as a CMO, we talk about technology kind of underlaying delivering experiences. How do you feel like technology plays that role within experiences for digital publishers?
Absolutely. So, we're thinking about technology, to your point, is how do we deliver our content and our storytelling in, new and different ways. But, for us, we also feel, particularly given our local network, that, the human experience, in-person experiences are key too. So we're starting to intersect virtual reality experiences with many of the events that we're running, and bringing people together with that technology to experience it and see how our brands are transforming, but at the same time developing a more personal connection to our audience so that they feel like, you know, they can get to meet our reporters and journalists, they can understand the work that we're doing, they can share their stories with us in a meaningful in-person way, and are really seeing the benefit of technology and you know, in person coming together nicely for us.
That's interesting that you're using virtual reality to be able to do that. Talk about maybe how you guys approach your, you know, customer relationships, and you know, as the leading digitally publisher, how do you create those relationships?
Absolutely. You know, so back to what I said earlier, you know, we need to be where our audience is, and so, you know, our traditional you know, reader has come to us through our subscription marketing efforts. But we know that that's not always the only way to reach our audience. So, you know, being on social media platforms has been a big focus for us in terms of publishing content so we can engage audience and then bring them into a deeper relationship with us. And, you know, so those platforms are extremely important for us. We're looking at our digital products on a regular basis in terms of improving the mobile experience, bringing customers deeper into a relationship with us through more immersive capabilities, and, you know, so a combination of, you know, leveraging our existing audience to drive deeper engagement, but also, you know, leveraging our social relationships to bring new audience in is key for us.
Yeah, that's awesome. So from your perspective, what are kind of the most important technologies as you look into the future? You know, we've talked about virtual reality. Outside of virtual reality, what are those important technologies you feel like are going to be important as we move towards being experienced businesses?
Yeah, I mean, I would even take a step back and say what's foundational to everything we do is customer insights and data. So before we can do anything, we have to understand what our customers see value in from us and how we can build on that. So, you know, we continue to invest in data capabilities. We continue to invest in capabilities that allow for a more personalized experience that drive engagement with our audience. And then I think some of the more, you know, forward-thinking technology around AI and other areas, you know, that will play a role for us. But, you know, we just need to get the basics right first, and I think that's a big focus for us.
That's awesome.
Right.
Well, really appreciate you came and joined us here at Think Tank, and you know, we're here at Adobe Summit, and we're excited for the additional interviews that we'll be having over the next little while. So stay with us and stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you.